Welcome home again, Bitcoin truth seekers. All right, so check it out. Let's look at the traditional market and see what it's doing. It opened up kind of fun. It's been cool. So anyway, bitcoindailyview.com. I linked a lot of things that I mentioned here there. Looking at the S&P 500 on top here, as you can see, this is a daily chart. It opened with a gap onto the downside. It's definitely down below the 200 moving average. So that's, which is the white moving average. It's holding the 314. It's not below that yet, but still S&P 500 opened to the downside with a gap on the daily candle. That's just glorious. And I think that gap was about 1.5% almost. So boom, that's not a beautiful thing, is it? S&P 500 opens like a rocket ship to Pluto going the wrong way. Okay, now in the middle here, Russell 2000 index, boom, another red candle today. So these have been plummeting. They were dying all last week. People were hoping for maybe a positive open on Monday. Nope, didn't happen. So S&P 500 on the top, Scrooge, not looking too good. Russell 2000 index right here in the middle, opened red candle. Markets are plummeting. Looking at the dollar strength index, the DXY. It's pumping today. It's trying to make a move over the 50 moving average on the daily chart, and it's above the 20 WMA. So dollar strength index has been, so while basically the world is burning, the dollar strength index has been increasing. So maybe that lets you in, maybe it gives you some insight on the globalist planning here. Let's look at one more thing here in the middle. Let's fire up the Dow. How is it looking? Dow opened with a gap. So the Dow is below the 200 moving average, 314 moving average, 50 moving average, and the 20 WMA. So basically Dow not opening too well today, opened with a gap. So below important moving averages. So anyway, how's that look if we look at the, anyway, guys, there you go. So traditional markets are really kind of, well, they're sucking ass hard this morning. So let me find that tab here in Trading View real quick here. I want to find that. Here we go. Market indices. Look at the global market indices. SPX, down 2.49. Now they're all open. The Dow Jones Industrial, 1.92. The VIX, whatever that thing is. I won't read these all to you because it would take all day. But as you can see, looking at the change right here, and then the change in you can see basically, we are, the global indices are really kind of, most are open at this point, I believe. And so this is just not the most groovy thing ever. So, global indices not doing too well at all. So what does that mean? Well, it's kind of it's a pretty shitty Monday. That's what it means. Unless you're shorting, then you're like, yeah, it's great. So we'll get into that. Now, as we can see, traditional markets just blowing chunks hardcore. World indices, basically, let me find that once again. World indices basically on fire, dumping also, while the dollar strength index is pumping, breaking that 50 moving average this morning. So that will let you in on what's going on, basically. World burning, dollar strength gaining. There you go. Once again, I mentioned this earlier, but I think this is going to put some fear into the crypto market. Biden administration to release executive order on crypto as early as February. This is from the 24th of January. This is from today. And it kind of says things like, this is kind of coming from a Bloomberg summary of a Bloomberg report, but it mentions like the directive would place the White House in a central role overseeing efforts to set policies and regulate digital assets. What, by executive order? This is not good at all. Feel the burn. You know what I mean? Anybody that this asshole hasn't pissed off, well, now you're pissed off. If like maybe 4% of the humanity that this asshole hasn't pissed off, well, now you're probably, it's 100% of humanity is pissed off, maybe. Unless you want a Stalinistic future, working in a friggin' factory making munitions or something like that. Anyway, whale alert this morning. What is that, like 1,000, 100,000 million, a billion? Is that what that is? A billion transferred from Tether Treasury to Binance? I don't know what that means because it can mean a lot of things. But There is some commentary under here. One person does put it into context here, and we shall see what it all really means. But that's $1 billion in tether to Binance. So I mean, most likely, maybe we're gonna, it's possible. Somebody mentioned this as context. In a few minutes, Tether will coordinate with a third party to perform a chain swap, converting from Tron TRC20 to Ethereum ERC20 for 2 billion USDT. The Tether total supply will not change during this process. So, okay, it's changing what back-end chain it uses to move. I can see it. That works. So we'll see. Maybe this ultimately ends up being nothing, but it got a lot of eyes this morning. $1 billion in Tether moved. Interesting. I mean, also, this is something I want to mention. I think my little self, I think this has value. Breaking. This is stuff that people posted over either on Blockchain Education Chat, Trade Genius Chat, or the Bitcoin Daily View Telegram. So, breaking. Putin discussed strategic partnership coordination with Cuba president. According to the Kremlin, Russia has warned that it could deploy military assets to Cuba and Venezuela in response to U.S. assistance to Ukraine. Now, I think this is definitely affecting the world market some. Before anybody gets all Putin hating, I'm not saying I like the guy. I don't like him any more than any of the other psychopathic world leaders. But we have to realize the Ukrainian situation is greatly fueled by, NATO pushing for Ukraine to be part of NATO and pushing ballistic missiles, nukes up to the basic Russian border in Ukraine. And basically, this is why Putin is doing a lot of what he's doing. It's not just that he's an asshole. Okay, there's a reason for why he's doing it. And also, when you look at like Belarus and the refugees coming through there into the Ukraine, trying to make their way to Germany, there's a reason he's doing that also. So with that said, I want to actually point to this. Okay, I put it over in the show notes. Dennis, this guy on Poland border situation. I talked to this guy. He's a very good journalist who's really covering that the Poland border situation. And this kind of gets into some of Putin's thinking and some of what's actually going on there. This actually plays a role. I mean, realize that you've got, Russia, Belarus, you have Syrian and Iraqi refugees who are coming into Belarus for expensive visas that are then making it into Poland, who have basically coyotes. And the rich ones definitely are taken care of. The other ones have to kind of ride the bus, try to get over to the Germany border. So this is orchestrated. There's reasons why he's doing this. We talk about it in this podcast if you want to know more. Now, here's the Ukraine. Pulling the Ukraine into NATO and putting ballistic missiles right here, aiming at Russia. That's not going to work. And you can't blame Putin for being pissed off. Think back to the Russian missile crisis when Russia wanted to put ballistic missiles into Cuba. We didn't like that either. Well, fair is fair. Russia does not really like ballistic missiles in the Ukraine if it becomes a NATO state, NATO country. So, with that said, this shit is stirring things up, and I think it's playing a role. So, this is a very, very good interview. It's the kind of journalism that we need to actually know what's going on, not just the friggin' mainstream media rhetoric, which definitely wants us all in World War III and a crashed economy, working in friggin' factories, making munitions, okay? So, Misaki here. Him and I also chatted about. He's a great numerologist, astrologer, a lot of things. A great visionary. We talked about his astrology and numerology and vision for 2022. He's been very accurate over the years. We kind of chat every year. It has a lot of good value. I think it's worth checking out if you so desire. It is in the show notes. We'll let this refresh for a sec. There's one more. So I want to keep on rolling with all this. I'll put this in the show notes too. This is from the Bitcoin Daily View Telegram. Russia fires shot across petrodollar's bow by hinting at gold-backed ruble. That's a big friggin' deal. Will it really happen? This is the thing. So, could you see a stable coin based on the dollar? I'm sorry, based on gold. I know maybe a lot of us crypto people are not really into gold, but a gold-based stable coin like a USD G, right? Or like a ruble G for gold. Possible. This guy's kind of a condescending little shit, to be honest with you. But if you so desire, it's kind of worth listening to. He puts out some wisdom. It's worth listening to it. Also, if you want to get into something totally crazy at the top of Radiant Creators, if you go to those links, I did talk to John Hogue for like 3 hours about 2022. He just kind of like goes on and on about all kinds of crazy stuff. But in there is some wisdom if you want to have some really fun looking at a very, very eclectic, crazy version of 2022. All right. With that said, once again, world indices going to shit. World is burning. Um, you know, where's my thing here? US indices going crappy too, dollar strength pumping, whatever that means. It always means something evil is happening when I see that. It always does. Something bad always follows that, Anyway, let's look at once again. Bitcoin trading volume explicitly is at 6.7 billion. Volume change is 66% towards the positive. So basically, retail Bitcoiners, retail Bitcoin truth seekers are getting in on this dump. They are. So that's pretty damn groovy. Market buy orders up 66%. Market sell order skexy bastards. Market sell orders are up 67%. Anyway, so definitely we got some action in the market towards the positive. I love seeing this volume. This is the kind of Bitcoin trading volume where Bitcoin does things. I like that. So looking at Masari.io, it's really weird. I don't often see these two so close. So Masari.io saying 7.2 billion Bitcoin trading volume explicitly. Cryptometer.io saying 6.7. That is really, really pretty close for these two. That's interesting. Usually Masari is way off in the clouds somewhere, but interesting to see these two kind of lining up. All right. Looking at the crypto market, the top 100, most are in the red right now, but we're seeing some green. Cosmos, Adam is definitely making a move. I like that. Who else? Osmosis, whatever that is, Osmo, making a move towards the positive side. So some of the top 100 of very, 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 very few are beginning to kind of turn around. We'll definitely look at Atom. I've been noticing that I've heard chatter of Atom recently. So we're going to check that out. Looking at spot trading, this is kind of exciting, okay? Spot trading has really jumped just recently. 22 billion in the last 24 hours for spot trading pairs on Binance. That's really, really hot, up 34% last 24 hours. Look at that 7-day graph. You can see that boom explosion. So definitely we are kicking some ass. The retail traders are getting in on this action. How are derivatives looking? 86 billion, heck, 75 billion is a good day for derivatives, up 33%. So derivatives are really working. People are doing those longs and shorts for sure, doing those futures on Binance. They're looking at Binance once again. 30 billion is not a bad day for spot. 50 is really good. And we were up 34%, like I said, at 21, basically 22 billion. Retail traders are not getting depressed. They may have gotten punched in the face this morning, or maybe they were off in stable coins, whatever. However this dump affected you, one way or the other, people are either getting off the ground after that punch in the face, or they are basically just loving it, or that short's probably over now. But one way or the other, maybe you're in stable coins and you're getting back in. But basically what I like to see is that retail traders are in this. It's awesome. Coinbase, oftentimes above 3 billion is a hard day to see as far as spot trading pairs happening on Coinbase exchange, but we're at 5.6 already, up 20%. So basically Binance and Coinbase, crypto warriors are in the mix. It's awesome. So open interest, I'll just refresh this for what this is worth. I don't really even understand open interest that much. I try to, but I don't. 11.4 billion open interest, a change of negative 0.66%. So anyway, with that said, whatever it means, open interest. All right. Looking at, I know it's like how much is wrapped up in longs and shorts and such, but it just doesn't, I'm not really a long and shorter with leverage. So it just doesn't really mean much to me, but we'll look at it daily. Okay. The bulls and the bears are at war. I mean, this is a monster truck friggin' rally between these two. I've been watching this. I mean, this is no bullshit. Bulls and bears. The institutions are trying to get control of this thing. Some want it up, some want it down. But one way or the other, well, it's a friggin' bloodbath. Look at that. $2.1 million buy at 34,000. Boom. That's freaking awesome. That's going to pay off. If not today, tomorrow. Guarantee it. So anyway, we got the bulls and the bears doing institutional automated trading and then throwing in some big plays to get this thing to go the way they want it. That's kind of a bit of intuition there. But if you watch this, you will get a hold of the market. You will begin to see kind of the attitude of the bulls and the bears, the big ones who actually, the whales that manipulate the crap out of this market. One thing I do want to know that you don't often see Looking at this 10-second chart, let me expand it a little bit so you can see down here the purple and the green. That's the purples are, how's it go? The greens are rect longs and the purples are rect shorts, I do believe. Yeah. So anyway, you don't often see amongst the big money players here like this. There's a lot of rect longs and shorts. And when I see this kind of like turbulence looking here, to me, that usually means that they're really duking it out, trying to get, we have a real battle. And then look at this volatility down here as far as buys and sells. And the bulls and the bears, the big ones, are scalping the shit out of this market right now. And I think they're trying to get, each is trying to get control of it for their own, purposes. If we look at this like a 5-minute chart, let's see if this will refresh quick enough. Come on, can I do it? Look at that 5-minute chart. Boom. And you can just see, look at this right here. You're going to see those longs getting wrecked right there down here below. So definitely bulls and bears are just friggin' at it. Look at this kind of staticky looking turbulence. When you see that, it means they're after it. It means the bulls and the bears are really getting after it. There's a lot of volume I'm seeing coming through. This is a lot of leverage, a lot of longs and shorts, a lot of buys, a lot of sells. So just, the bulls and the bears, the big ones, are friggin' after it today. So we'll see who wins. Anyway, 60% long, 39% short for Bitcoin on Binance, 63% long, 36% short for Ethereum on Binance. Very, very, that's for sure. That is that is definitely a indifference. That's really not, I'm not saying that is really a strong long or short play. I should have looked at this earlier, but gold and silver. So gold on the top, indecisive green candle today. It is above important moving averages. It's not doing too bad in this dump. Silver on the bottom here, just blowing friggin' chunks below the 200 moving average. Hopefully it can hold that 50 and that 20 WMA. Silver getting its ass kicked. Gold just hanging in there today. But this is the big play. Right now, Bitcoin's on the way back up, so this is not really a good play. But I'm definitely going to be watching in different time frames, especially the 2-hour and the 45-minute. And I'm going to be watching this a lot more closely, the daily, etc. PAXG, like I mentioned earlier, PAXG versus BTC. You can play it on Binance. You can play it on KuCoin. If Bitcoin's looking like it's going to dump, rather than hedge into Tether or USDC, whichever is your preference, which oftentimes hedging out is fine if you have a certain amount you're hedging in and out, based on certain swings, cool. But hedging into PAXG might be a way to make some serious gains when Bitcoin dumps. I mean, if you actually had gotten this play, if when Bitcoin got rejected by the 200, if you went into PAXG, BTC, a PAXG BTC trade, you'd be making some serious money. Right now, this is cooling off because, as you can see on the 2-hour chart here, Bitcoin is beginning to recover. So PAXG is, trending back down. But I'm going to be watching this because, this definitely, I'll be all over this and watching it and reporting on it, because seriously, when Bitcoin is showing weakness and a volatility towards the downside, hedging to PAXG might be just totally a badass play. So that way, when it dumps, you're going like, yes, I'm making money, rather than, the other way around. So let's look at Bitcoin here on the 45-minute chart. As you can see, we got some push. You can really see what's going on here on the 45-minute chart. You can also see like here on the 5-minute chart, you can kind of look and see, 5-minute charts below the 200 moving average. It was up a little bit earlier. You got a lot of static here. That's a 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart, not looking too hot. Of course, the 45-minute chart, we just looked at that. But basically, Bitcoin is struggling right here this morning. It got pushed down pretty hard. It's trying to push up. Definitely have a lot of turbulence. We don't know what's going to happen yet. It's down here at the bottom of the RSI cave. Is this dump done yet? I don't know. Like I say, if we go back and look at the bulls versus the bears, man, they are friggin' duking it out this morning. So we'll see, what's going to happen. Definitely the big world index is all kind of taking a dump. It's going to be hard on risk assets, as people do call Bitcoin. So we shall see. But look at these. Got $1.3 million sell, $1.1 million sell, 755K sell. I know in the big picture, these aren't very big, but when you watch the bulls just kind of layer those things in there, and the bears layer those things in there, get some velocity towards one side or the other, then just start pouring in buys or sells. I mean, this is a lot of wreckage. There's a lot of longs versus shorts being wrecked. To me personally, when I see that kind of static, it means that these guys are really after it. To try to find out who's going to win. So with that said, Bitcoin 45-minute chart, a little bit of sparkiness to it, but in general, not too exciting. 4-hour chart is, we're not at any good fib levels. We couldn't hold the 786. Are we going to go back down to the bottom to 29,000 and make a bounce? Who knows? This fib is based on back the like 18th to 20th of July. You can see this beautiful uptrends we had. You can see how the uptrend we had. You can see how the 618 golden pockets played into there. It could not hold a 786. We're kind of in no man's land by the 4-hour chart. Really, we'll see what happens, looking at the 2-hour this morning here for Bitcoin. Last night we were kind of trying to hold above that 20 WMA. Could not do it. We're trying to approach it again. A little bit of upwards mobility, but basically the 2-hour MACD is negative. Tangents trying to turn positive. We'll see what happens. I would not get too excited about anything. We'll just kind of see what happens. Looking at the daily chart, we're opening up with a red candle for Bitcoin, negative MACD. So really, I'm not going to see much life, and I'm not really going to start thinking that Bitcoin is going to be getting over this dump until we see a positive MACD on the 2-hour chart. That's just one of my measurements. I have an alert set for that. That's what I'm kind of watching for. 4-hour chart, I kind of just use this one here to show, basically we are at no fib level that makes sense. No real, to me personally, strong previous support and resistance area within the recent history. So I think we're kind of in no man's land right now. A 45-minute chart, it's just, we're just, we got to find some traction, start pushing up. Right now, I'm just not really seeing it. Looking at Ethereum, it's doing exactly what Bitcoin is doing, just a little bit different. One that I was looking at earlier, Luna versus BTC, as you can see, through all this, it did push above the 200 moving average. Right now, it's dumping as Bitcoin is dumping, but it did get green Madrid ribbon. No, it still has green Madrid ribbons just recently. It did break above the 300 and the 200 and the 314 moving average, looking good. I mean, in general, this is one to watch. You got a strong directional index. ADX needs to come up a little bit. Squeeze indicator showing upwards momentum. Binary candles looking good. KRI's in the green, but tangents the wrong way. Stochastic RSI shows overbought right now. Wave channel oscillator by Lazy Bear is showing it's an okay zone to get into. Anyway, too much volatility for me to really make a play right now. But if Bitcoin begins to stabilize and find a sideways, I'll watch Luna versus BTC for some action. DCR versus BTC, it's out of the running. I'm just going to kill this one. It's just getting tired of looking at it. But let's look at a couple that are kind of interesting. I did notice some interesting action here. Sorry, you guys can't see this. Let me pull up two that I saw earlier. Yeah, this one. And then this one. Okay. Yeah. Sorry for the delay. MKR and Kyber, KNC, I think that is. So I believe that's KNC versus BTC. Yeah, Kyber Network versus Bitcoin. And the other is MKR. All about watching these coins that are holding strong and waiting for Bitcoin to be in the right state of mind. Whoa, that's crazy. Bring this to single. Here we go. Sorry for the delay. All right, so looking at these, Kyber Network, so KNC versus BTC. You can play this on Binance, Coinbase, KuCoin, a lot of Bittrex. I mean, this is good. It's in a lot of places. So KNC versus BTC, Kyber Network versus Bitcoin. Look at that. Heavy, beautiful 200 moving average bounce. This thing's looking good. Got to the top of this RSI cave, could not hold it. Beginning to retrace a little bit. But honestly, this is a pretty good, pretty nice, strong chart here. You have this upwards channel moving here. Bam, parallel channel. Let's just do that. How does that kind of work? Kind of makes sense. So I would definitely say this is like, you have some alts that are always going to, something's always making money. So, I mean, It would have been cool to have been in PAX G earlier. And looking at this, this is a nice upwards channel for KNC versus BTC, holding that 200 moving average on the 4-hour on the 45-minute chart. Directional index is in the green. ADX is around 20. That's good enough for me. Good velocity on the squeeze index. Squeeze. Binary candles looking good right now. It's retracing a bit, mainly because probably Bitcoin is, but also because it hit top of its RSI cave in the middle of this channel. One to watch. One to watch. KNC versus Bitcoin. MKR versus Bitcoin. This one here is let's fix these things. Indicators. So we can get a better view. What I like about this is it did have a strong burst above the 200 moving average. It's been definitely volatile. You can kind of see where it's doing one of these. It's kind of making the it's gonna have to break out soon, isn't it? It's kind of doing one of these, isn't it? Like that, anyways, or I guess you could have actually done this earlier and kind of been like, you could have done that if you wanted. So is it breaking out? It's all a matter of opinion, kind of. Well, anyway, here's the thing. What I like about this, just as an example of alts that are doing good things, you have this beautiful breakout volatility. It has not been below the 200 moving average for a while. It bounced up to 314. It's kind of, we have right now it's in the middle of the RSI cave. This is an interesting coin, looking at this guy here. Indicators are not super strong because it is kind of moving sideways, but it's holding above that 200. It's not just giving it all back. It's not giving up. So MKR definitely an alt to watch for a move. KNC, Kyber Network versus Bitcoin, definitely one to watch for a move. Right now it's retracing, but definitely it has some angst to it. Once again, I'm going to be watching these really close. PAX G versus Bitcoin, that is really a good play. I'm going to keep this chart up and keep looking at this really, and keep watching Bitcoin also for, right now, as you can see, the 2-hour chart for Bitcoin versus USDT, it's 2 hours actually not looking too bad. And it is, look at that. We're getting some movement. Look at that. We almost have a 200 moving average. What's going on here? Okay. So as a 45-minute chart continues to, try to work its way back up, we're seeing some good ultimately these indicators, we are seeing, the directional index moving towards the green slowly. Squeeze indicator moving that way. Binary candles show a lot of downside. They're starting to tailor off. KRI is getting back in the right spot. It's Bitcoin's trying. Hit the bottom of the RSI cave. It's trying to get its little self back up there. But if I do go out a little ways and look at the 2-hour chart, we are seeing a second green candle. And it is challenging the 20 WMA. That's interesting. But most importantly, what's really exciting is I got my alerts set. Watch this 2-hour MACD to cross positive. We already have a positive tangent. Watch that. That definitely, I think, could get us into a better place. And like I say, the attitude, the positive and negative crosses and the widening of the corresponding histogram for the 2-hour MACD oftentimes does show where the tangent of the daily MACD is going to flip. And let's see if we can see a positive MACD. This is the beginning of a week. This is like a friggin' Armageddon week. Really, seriously. World indices. Where'd you go? World indices. We are not opening Monday with positive world indices whatsoever. Looking back here once again, S&P 500 sucks. Dow sucks. Both of those opened with a gap towards the downside. Don't look at the rut one more time. Russell 2000. I think it actually gives you better market sentiment than the S&P 500. It didn't open with a gap at least, but it's definitely been dropping. Dollar strength index moving up, looking good today. Somebody's doing something out there. There's some crap going on. There's definite, I think, this crypto being regulated by executive order. Oh, that's not good. World's crazy. I think this is a really good interview to watch if you want to watch it. I think it had a lot of power. I think it means something. And what else can I look at? That's about it, really. Let's look one more time at the yeah, look at that. we're up to a 7 billion in a Bitcoin trading volume. Market orders up 71%. Market sell orders up 72%. Volume change 70%. I mean, we are really seeing some action in the market today. I'm sorry, IO. 7.2 billion Bitcoin trading volume. Let's look one more time here at spot trading on Binance. Still looking good. Derivatives definitely looking good. And just for the record, just because I don't like this bullshit from this administration does not mean that I'm a Trumper. Okay. It does not. You know, disliking one does not mean that you like or dislike the other. So anyway, with that said, one last thing, guys. Shitcoin of the week. You gotta have a shitcoin of the week. Polydoge. Check this thing out. Just give it a look. Not financial advice, but check it out. It's a metaverse, and I really dig it. Masaki actually is the one who mentioned this from the guy that we talked. This guy right here. Where'd it go? Sorry. Bump, 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 bump. Where'd it go? Sorry, I may have closed that window. I probably did. Sorry. Anyway, did I lose it? I did. Anyway, Masaki, you can see him interviewed here. I linked to it over at the at bitcoindaily.com. I mean, I linked to it in the show notes. But with that said, Polydoge, check Polydoge out. This is interesting. Shitcoin with definite possibilities. And something I really got to mention, I don't want to do it right here. Maybe I'll give it a shot. You can play to earn. Okay, it won't actually. It's not working this very moment. You got to go to Poly. I don't want to make this video too long. Poly. What's that domain? Yeah, Polyquake. No. Doge. Polygon, Polycards, Poly this, Polyscan. I'll do this next time. You can play the game. It should be right here, right? Where is it at? Games. If you want to have some fun, serious, man, play some Polydoge. Oh my gosh. You got to put your if this actually even work. Cowboy Craig is my number, my Telegram handle. I agree. I've already read this crap. You can play the game right here in your browser. It's kind of a shoot 'em up, rather fun game, and you can make Polydoge, man. You can do a little, take a break in your trading when you're waiting for something to happen, and you can hop in and play this. I'll give it just a minute so you can see. This might take too long. I don't want to make this stream too darn long. Come on, it's almost there. Come on. I mean, it's coming. It's coming. There we go. Waiting challenge, waiting game state. Oh my gosh, this take forever. I probably should have loaded this stuff first. But I don't want to make the stream too long. We'll give us another minute. Okay, loading game, firing it up. Oh yeah, we're going in. Cowboy Craig going in. All right. Come on. Ready. Let's do it. Come on. Code. Okay, it's kind of hanging up on me here. From Polydoge. It might be because I'm there. It is. Come on. Get me in there. Yeah. So you hop in and then you're like, all right, let's kick some ass here. Doing some gameplay. All right. Then this is yeah, there's the shooting. Okay. And I can aim like that. Yeah, all right, we're going in. Gotta go kill something. So anyway, if you guys want to get in on that, man, we can play this game. Looking around, there's some things over there, and you can basically your kills will make you Polydoge. That's pretty freaking awesome. You guys probably can't hear the sound. I don't think it's coming across on the stream. That's okay though. You can hop in and you can grab things. You can run around. I will probably get my ass kicked in a second when somebody shoots me, but if I can shoot them first, I will. Whoa, this is fun. So anyway, guys, there's armor. Yeah. All right. So anyway, guys, I'm just kind of being silly. But if there was somebody out there, I could be like, get some, roar, that's the name of the game. Definitely a little bit better if you got a good GPU. Let me jump and get that thing over there. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna drop the stream off and play some Poly Doge, kill some stuff, make some Poly Doge. It is the official shitcoin of the week. Not financial advice, but get some. Take care.